Good morning. This fine Thursday morning. I'm speaking to all Nigerians today, specifically on the Baba Ijesha saga. Maybe if time permits me, according to my schedule, one or two other related issues of national importance. Baba Ijesha. Well, my name is Additional Ademola Ogunlano. You know, and I keep saying one of the counsel to Baba Ijesha. Baba Ijesha is the actor, well-known actor, who's been detention of the police for several days now. In fact, for more than about 4 weeks now. His full name is Olariwaju James Omiyinka. I broke the news to you, gentlemen, some 4 days ago, that he's been granted bail, and it's not police bail. Whilst in the custody of the police at the SIT Panti, you will recall that he was arrested and detained over a case involving him and a young lady whom he has allegedly defied, allegedly molested, allegedly did a lot of things under the law against. In fact, he was first accused of rape by the police, although it will appear that the police have retracted their position. And there have been a lot of interventions in this matter. When the news of his being released on bail was granted, was broken by me and some others, majority of Nigerians reacted with excitement and with joy, not necessarily as proof of their belief that the gentleman is innocent of all the charges, but excited, as I see and my legal teams saw, is that he's been unjustly detained in excess of time. After all, investigation had been concluded and DPP advice had come out and all that. And everybody was excoriating, at least most people, they were excoriating the police for delaying in granting him bail. And so when it happened on Monday, I think the 17th May, in the evening, people were happy, justifiably so. So for many people took it that he's been released, that he's been released, but that was not the case when you are granted bail, except when you are granted bail on self-recognizance. That's when you could just walk away. But when conditions are attached to the bail, you will need to we use legal language, you need to perfect these conditions, you perfect your bail by satisfying the conditions. Now, what are the conditions of bail granted to Baba Ijesha? In my respectful view, they were not onerous. A civil servant of grade level 10, a blood relation, and verification of same, and bail was set as 500,000 naira in like sum, that each of the two shorties to just sign money guarantee that if he should abscond, they will pay 500,000. Considering the severity of the offenses, allegations made against him, I would think that that's fair enough and balanced. So, people were keen and curious to be asking, where is he? Where is he? And the most curious people on earth happen to be journalists. And many journalists have been calling me, how far Mr. Ogunlano. People like calling you barrister. It's wrong. I'm just simply a lawyer, a legal practitioner, and so, but so much you like title called barrister. I'm simply Mr. Ogunlana. I happen to be a legal practitioner. There's no big deal about that. Now, in portions of this, is people have been asking up to now, and I've decided to break my silence so as not to be seen to be unduly hasty, or somebody who just give you to warmongering. And I was at you, but people say Arogunjo. Somebody who rejoices in skirmishes and wars and battles and all that unnecessarily. That's why I've just kept quiet. And many of the journalists have been pestering me, both national, international media, have been calling. And one particular fellow from Punch was even rude just yesterday night because he thought I was stalling and his investigation and all that. So what happened? Why was Ijesha not released? I've decided to speak out for two important reasons, and they are matters of integrity. My personal integrity, and then the integrity of the judiciary. That's why I'm speaking out. I will have kept quiet, like the normal Nigerian way of just, well, it's not my business, but any other person's liberty. It's always other people's concern, except we are not enlightened and wise enough to know that whatever touches the nose must affect the eyes, will affect the ears. You don't need to be a certified surgeon to know that. This is just plain common sense. Anybody who could affect you, affect your rights, affect your life, positively or negatively, you are deemed to be concerned about him. So when people say it is not of my business, you may be talking from a position of ignorance. So what happened? So what happened? Let me assure you, all people listening to me, that the problem is not with the judiciary. The problem is not with the judiciary. The judiciary has been very proactive in spite of the strictures and the situation we found ourselves because of the prolonged JUSON strike. The courts have not been working, but the judiciary decided to move its efficacy to the place where the victims are. They didn't just come, the chief magistrate, great team that set Ijesha free or granted him bail, did not come because of him alone, just prison visitation, the congestion scheme. That's why they came. And the magistrate saw the fellow in the poor condition that he was and all that, and granted him bail, essentially on health ground. But Ijesha is still there. Why is he still there? The main problem is that Ijesha has two sets of lawyers. The first set are the normal due process conservative group, and the other one is led by me. The ones that are seen as volatile, as radical, as activist, as confrontational. And the first group of lawyers believe in negotiating their way out and compromise, and they've told us that our crusade is too strong for them and it's antagonizing the police. And it's not making the police, that the police has been, before we came into the matter, the police has been cooperative. I can't make much, with due respect, I can't make much agreement with that. A person has been in detention for several days, for weeks on end, and said the police is cooperating. That's their belief. And the police, and I will mention name, that's the D10, as headed by Margaret Igboralu. She's a senior police officer. They call her unit, maybe the gender unit and all that. That she's comfortable with that. As at Tuesday morning, I was there, and I think I made a brief report, and I met her, and she was hostile. She was directing. In fact, the interface was interesting, you know. She came down from her office, and then piloted me to where Ijesha is in the general cell, and they brought the man out, and then the man came out looking very morose, very depressed, almost lifeless, just nodding his head and all that. And then the madam was attacking me. A lawyer, you are saying that he's lean, he's emaciated, he's limping. Were we beating him here? As well, I said, it's what I saw. He said, no, he has even, the man has even put on weight in detention. I said, it's what I saw, that I narrated. I never saw you people torture him. And he didn't tell me that. And he now said, well, you have to work with a particular lawyer, a colleague of mine. I said, why should I have to work with him? That is the person that she knows. I said, well, from whom did I get the number, the telephone number of this person? We pay proper respect to colleagues, whether they're junior, whether they're senior, whether they're contemporary or not. But our style is not the style of many. Our style is to be engaging, is to be audacious, is to be courageous, and it's not to plead for what is the entitlement of ourselves or of our clients. That's what they term confrontational, and we don't negotiate. And we shouldn't negotiate. And we can't negotiate. And so I asked Ijesha, okay, where are your people? Because at that time, that was around 11 or something, nobody was on ground. And he said, well, he doesn't have their contact, but the phone, but the contacts is the phone. Where's your phone? It's with Madame. It was referring to Margaret Igoralo, the head. I didn't know her rank, so I wouldn't want to make a mistake about whether she's a CSP or DSP or ASP or whatever it is. So no disrespect is meant in that regard. I don't know her rank, but I know she's the head of the gender unit and all that. And so so I said, Madam, this the phone. She helped to get the charger, or another police officer to get the charger to charge the thing. That's where the drama began. So, Madam, want to get contact? I said, well, I need to charge it, all this. But lawyer, why do you say that? We are taking care of this man. This man was throwing up. Somebody has a sensitive stomach. I wouldn't know. What I know, when I saw him, that he was depressed and he was limping. So she went up to her base, and I went back and maintained a vigil for about an hour. When it was like 12:15 or so, or 12:30, I was back with my team in our office. So, Madam, what about the phone? He said, which phone? Phone that is not, is just about 2%. I said, we can even work with that, but for the past 1.5 hours, the issue of this other colleague came up. Is this other person that I know? Is this other person that I know? I said, oh, you are the one now to be determining who to work with and to direct. No. I said, this is not acceptable. This is not acceptable. So she didn't allow us to access anything, and I left. That was around 1 or so, and I left. Later in the afternoon, around 2:45 or 3, my team went back. I didn't go with them because I had spoken with the other fellow, the learned council colleague, and it was not too palatable. The issue of somebody stealing their glory came in. Which glory? Which glory is being stolen? Which glory that is being stolen? As Yoruba people say, "Agbon ti lómi inú tẹ́lẹ̀ kójò tó rọ̀." The coconut is already full of water before the rain started falling. Which glory is being stolen? So, but my team went back, and then, to our shock, in the office of Margaret IGODYE, there are issues now being talked about money, about the bail monies to be paid and all that, and a lady lawyer was all privy to all that. And they are checking Baba Ijesha's phone and to be seeing whether how much money has accrued there, what money has not come in there, and then being urged. The lady lawyer was urging, and with, of course, Margaret IGODYE acceding to it that they should raise the money. That money is going to be paid, that is certified, it is a money that is received, and that is paid. And to make matters worse, when my team interacted with the relatives and supporters of people that were outside, they said, well, we have the video where we have the shorties here, the sibling, the blood relative that the court has said is there, and it was pointed to my team, a lady, and then the person with a level 10 officer, he ran. But I are telling my people, but that bail has to be paid. All efforts at educating them, I say, no, it's not security, this is bail bond, it's money guarantee you sign. They said, no, this is what has came about Ijesha. I challenge the police to refute this. I challenge to refute this. How can we continue like this in this country? And so people who don't know, they will say, oh, it's the judiciary. So the mention was even made that money will be given to the SR, money will be sent to DPP, and this and that, and that is all this is what is done. Members of the family were telling my team that that's what is done everywhere, and that even at the FCC you pay money, at Alagman you pay. What kind of rubbish? Now, well-wishers, some journalists, well-wishers of Yemi Fabi, of the man detained, who start begging me not to relent. I said, no, let's have it. The gentleman was just looking morose. He's clearly intimidated. He's clearly intimidated. And of course, like the normal Nigerian, the guy is not a fighter. That's what I can surmise. Just looking helplessly on, just looking helplessly on. And I told his admirers and supporters that, look, how could you begin to fight for a weakling? So people say, oh, maybe it's not the judiciary. Some people will say, and the opponents of Baba Ijesha, they are very powerful. They have pressed button. Nobody pressed button. The situation is, I've told you. And I'm speaking with all felicity. Somebody may think they are running them down. Well, that's your business. The truth of what I've said. All these things happened. All this happened. How can you be monetizing bail? And lawyers will be acceding to that. How can you be acceding? How can you accede to the monetization of bail? The burden that the magistrate has not imposed. So don't give the police the judiciary a bad name. I've said it in my first broadcast that kudos to Chief Magistrate Tony Ogre. Anybody trying to use her name to make money, that person is not serious. It's not the truth. There's no demand. The magistrate never ordered that money be paid. And my personal integrity is involved, and I need to speak up because all the press, no, is Baba Ijesha lawyer, is Baba Ijesha lawyer, is Baba, is he no, what is happening? Also, all those other counsels saying somebody is stealing your glory. Nobody is stealing your glory. If I have any glory at all, it is enough for me. Who is stealing anybody's glory? Who is taking your job? Who is taking your job? Who is taking your job? But the interest is that justice must be served without any compromise. So it's an opportunity for me to lecture Nigerians. You go, don't, this idea of that bail, they are just cheating. Anybody who tells you that so bail is put as so, and then you have to pay. That person is fraudulent, is trying to extort money, obtain money from you. Except where the other is that it is security. If security on bail, then you have to pay. Otherwise, it's just a money guarantee where you undertake. This is the truth. This is the truth. My people that saw Baba Ijesha yesterday, I went to the office of the DCP yesterday for some other matters. Now people went there to see, to participate in the charade that is going on. So for people asking me, direct your inquiry to those other lawyers that are comfortable working with the police, and the police are comfortable, Margaret Ighodye specifically, comfortable to work with them. Everybody knows our reputation. We don't give bribe. We don't give money. And there's no need to give money. Once again, I'm challenging all those that have mentioned this. If they disagree with me, if this thing is not happen, if it's an invention, Baba Ijesha should be released. Baba Ijesha should be released. Nigerians must learn never ever to be negotiating their rights. Some of you saw my broadcast yesterday on what happened at Bolade Oshodi, a compound there where Lagos State Building Control Agency officials. I mentioned the names. Is it one Ibitoye, another one Ajanaku? Well, the offices is at Bolade there. How can you come and you say you are sealing up a property? And why? Because there's a dispute in court. There's a dispute in court. So therefore, so the ownership or not ownership has not been determined and all that. And so what is that? Is that the business of a building control agency? At another instance, you have in that particular same instance, came back another day and said that there's a petition from evicted tenants. What is the business? But I thank God for the Nigerian involved in that matter. He will sue them. He knows his rights. He will sue them. We've written a petition to the employers of those people and to the police to investigate them and to prosecute them where they are found culpable. We have our proofs of all these things. And we speak from a position inaccessible, impregnable. People must have the courage of their convictions and the convictions of their courage. You can't just be sheepish and you want Nigerians to go forward. You can't just fold your arms and be looking up to the hills and expect one Archangel Gabriel Abi Kinika Michael to be coming and fighting for you. What you should do. What you should do. Simple conditions of bail. You are now making a mountain hill of it and all that. And the affected Nigeria himself is so lily-livered and shivering and looking like Dundee United. For what? And people will tell you, somebody is in prison. He got to get out at all costs. And they must have, they use Nigeria like they have wound his brain. And all these one excuses. You must be man all the time when it comes to the issue of your rights. So all of you people calling me, especially journalists, Baba Ijesha lawyer, where is Baba Ijesha? I've told you where Baba Ijesha is and what is detaining him. He should be released. And all hands must be on deck to get him released on bail. But that you are released on bail does not mean that you are vindicated of the offense. It was not a vindication at all. And this idea of public officials extorting money by all many means, we go to all ministries, or not everywhere you go to in Nigeria, they will use their office, their position to frustrate you, and you too, you keep quiet like sheep, like goats, like mumu, and be begging when you're supposed to be fighting, and be pleading when you're supposed to be agitating, and be kneeling down when you're supposed to be confronting and seeking and fighting and questioning for your freedom and for your rights, not only for yourself, but for the legacies of people that are coming behind you. So journalists, I'm directing you, go to Panti, go and ask the police authority, go and ask Margaret IGODYE what is happening. And that somebody said this, mention my name. Nonsense.